Do you know what I really miss? Taking a walk and seeing all the Halloween decorations that people have on their homes. That was something I really enjoyed back in town, at least during the day. Oh well, I guess I'll have to be content with Halloween themed desktop backgrounds for the time being. We made some festive brownies that may or may not be pot laced. The ghosts, pumpkins, and spiders we drew on them almost seemed to be dancing to me. Have any of you ever seen the movie Trick or Treat While High? It's awesome, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, I better stop my stoned ramblings and pick up where I left off last post. From an early age, my parents taught me about the various creatures in town and how to deal with them. The thing masquerading as my shadow was something new. It opened its mouth, smiling with pearly white teeth. That was my first sign that this thing wasn't friendly. The second was what happened next. It peeled itself off the floor, sounding similar to duct tape being pulled. This thing towered over me. Now, keep in mind, I was pretty tall for my age. I thought fast and threw the basket I was holding at it. To my dismay, it passed right through. That made me figure the knives I brought wouldn't do much good against it either. My next move was to try going right through it. Bad idea. The instant I touched it, a paralyzing chill ran through me. I felt as if I'd just been frozen solid. Its smile stretched wider and extended a hand towards me. I didn't know what its intent was. All I knew is I didn't want to find out. Luck happened upon me in the form of the above light bulb going out. Sparks flew from it, frightening the monster and causing it to move away while shielding its eyes. The moment it and I were no longer making physical contact, I could move again. I wasted no time in bolting, but it wasn't about to give up so easily. I glanced back every so often to see it gliding along the walls. Soon it reattached itself to my shadow. Have you ever tried outrunning your own shadow? Still, I pressed on, hoping to reach the stairs before it got me. It didn't seem as though things would turn out in my favor. Then I got lucky again. Someone else was downstairs. It was Jim, the rec center's custodian. Upon seeing me, confusion spread across his face. Hey, your parents... His eyes grew wide when he saw it. I would have told him to run if I hadn't been so busy doing it myself. Our shadows ended up overlapping, causing it to transfer to him. I heard him scream and stopped to see it grabbing his face. It seeped into him. His body jerked and twisted in unnatural ways. I felt as if I were watching someone putting on a suit and trying to make it fit right. He did this weird spider thing where he bent backwards on all fours, then began speed crawling towards me. Fortunately, the stairs were nearby. I dashed to them, ascending the steps. Before I could open the door, I felt a hand grab my ankle. The janitor attempted to pull me back down. I held onto the banister for dear life. I'm not proud of what I did to get out of his grasp. I kicked him in the neck. He fell back, holding his throat and tumbling down the stairs. Sorry, I called down to him and then went through the door. What happened next was a bit of a jump scare moment. I closed and locked the door. Well, I actually slammed it. That's when I heard my mom. Pete! I jumped, spinning around to face her. Where's the soda, and why are you sweating? Mom, something got into the rec center. It's down in the basement. Are you serious? We sent Jim down to look for you. Did you see him? He could be in danger. Yeah, I had to kick him down the stairs. In hindsight, I probably could have phrased that better. When I finished speaking those words, my mom's eyes grew wide. You did what? She shrieked at me. That came out wrong. I can explain. Okay, I'm all ears. I spent a moment trying to think of a way to rephrase what I just said, then realized there wasn't really any way to make myself look good. All right, I did. I had to for a good reason. He tried to attack me. I think he's been possessed. Is there any creature in town that can do that? She studied me as if trying to decide whether or not she trusted what I was telling her. I couldn't really blame her for that. There were times when I got into fights and blamed the injuries I inflicted on someone on a return. Eventually, she did come to the decision to believe me, probably due to how freaked out I looked. I haven't heard of one that can. We better get some help. We found my dad, who was busy talking with Mr. Formaggio. I explained things to them, and they informed the rest of the guests. Is there any way for him to get out of there? I asked, referring to Jim. As long as the door holds, there shouldn't be. Wait, Mr. Formaggio interjected. Is it the basement where the fuse box is? Almost immediately after he asked that, the lights went out. Shit, I thought. Fortunately, Chuck and the other officers had flashlights. Everyone, stay close, Chuck instructed. Al, what's wrong? Chuck asked. Get away from him, I yelled. Al stopped, and a wide grin spread across his face. Without warning, he raised his gun and fired it. I felt a sharp sting in my shoulder as my ears were ringing.